What is the thing that you know, even after the world is decimated, someone across the street, a fan, is still gonna shout at you because you know that pop culture will endure even if it's the end of the world?
Can you do the 11 stare?
I love it. Your mind works beautifully.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Guys, always good to see you. Thanks for fitting me in. I appreciate you.
Yeah, of course.
What a pleasure.
I feel like one of the interesting things to come out of this movie is this idea of how much pop culture has the power to endure.
I am not dying to Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch!
I actually like this song.
There is this war that has decimated humanity, but there is still remnants of music being played. Thinking about the idea that your careers will endure. What is the thing that you know, even after the world is decimated, someone across the street, a fan, is still gonna shout at you because you know that pop culture will endure even if it's the end of the world?
I love it. Your mind works beautifully.
What do you get?
I can just see it. I'm on the front line of the robot war now, and someone looks over and is like, Star-Lord.
Who?
Star-Lord, man.
Just that.
Just that.
Can you do the 11 stare? That would be mine.
How often do you get that?
A lot. Yeah, which I don't mind. I mean, that will, I think, stand the test of time, I think.
Scratch that question.
I get quoted a lot from the Goonies. Probably I'm setting booty traps.
I'm setting booty traps. Booby traps. That's what I said, I'm setting booby traps.
Or a line that I really love from Everything Everywhere All at Once. No matter what happens, I would still love to do laundry and taxes with you.
如果有来生，我还是会选择和你一起报税，开洗衣店。
Especially if the world is gonna end, I hope that you're with somebody that you really love and you hold on to them, and share that moment with them.
Well, maybe the devil wears something from the devil wears. Gird your loins.
All right, everyone, gird your loins.
It's gonna be gird your loins.
I don't know. I mean, I do think about that.
You know what
all
you'll
the time.
need? You'll need
What?
some compound V.
That would be our confidential formula for compound V.
Moff Gideon, bring me the child. Gustavo, you have any good chicken?
This is the best chicken I have ever had.
I'm delighted to hear that. I mean, it's going to endure no matter what.
John Connor can answer for us. Come on, John, let's call it more.
This movie has a really interesting study about just how addictive alternate realities can be. You put those helmets on and sometimes it's hard to actually come back to the real world. As actors, you have to exist oftentimes in alternate realities and then have to pull yourself back to the real world. Is there a take from your career that was the hardest for you to pull yourself out of, to go back to the real world?
Oh, wow.
I had that experience on season 5, so I can't obviously speak about it.
It's just us three talking.
Yeah, I know it is. It really is. It's not like there's no cameras or anything. No, it definitely happened last year when I was filming. So yeah.
Is that the first time that it's happened with that?
No, actually, it happened before on the show. On season 3, I was trying to kill, I think, Billy, and I started getting really, really invested, and then I actually ended up collapsing, and I collapsed in my co-star's arms, Finn, and I was just kind of like, but not collapsing, fainting, but collapsing and just upset, and then he kind of held me, and they actually ended up just using it, and it's in the show, but that was real. That was me actually not really. I disassociated, I think.
What the hell?
I know.
Top that, Chris.
Probably Mario.
Tell me more.
Oh, man. So...
You collapsed into Charlie Day's arms?
Yeah, I did. I collapsed right into his arms, and still haunts me.
Right.
I can't walk past a sewer drain without having severe trauma.
You hear echoes of "It's a me."
Yeah, it's a me.
It's a me.
Yeah, wait.
You wake up. It's a fever dream.
Being an actor is a magical thing.
Hollywood. It sure is. Hollywood, baby.
Well, we as actors, we create alternate realities in roles we play, and we have moments where we really indulge ourselves and enjoy more than others. But when I don't know if it's good or bad or how it feels, but I just have the bliss and elation of knowing that somehow it was in this musical pocket that feels right and I can't judge it, that's bliss. And so for me to be on the stage doing a play called Zoom Man and the Sign way back in the 80s, feeling like I had found the balance in all the monologues I had to do throughout the play to represent the character that was just felt like a symphony, that's something I never wanted to leave because I felt whole and pure and clean and complete there. I think it's reminiscent of where you come from, what kind of life you live outside of what you do. And so the more I realized that what I did for so many years was a great solace that dealt with trauma and all these other disappointments in my life, when I was on stage or in front of a camera, all that disappeared. So of course, wouldn't I want to stay there for a long period of time? But then it started to reflect back to me that if I could allow my present reality to be and encompass and welcome and the bliss that I have when I'm performing, then my whole life would be better. So I started to reverse that process and started to figure out how to make my life and make the choice to have it all be joy and all be great all the time. And that deepened my art, and it went hand in hand.
Holy shit. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was an awesome.
For me, it's really, it happens to me all the time. I have trouble coming back to reality. Is every time I go watch a good movie in the theater, and I fall in love with the story, I fall in love with the characters, and I love that world so much, I oftentimes just stay in that world, even after I come out of the movie theater. And it stays with me when I go home, and if it's a really powerful movie, it stays with me for days. And that's where I get inspiration, that's where I makes my passion for acting still burn so bright. It's getting those inspiration from in the movie theater.
Yeah, and the movie theater, yeah. It's wonderful to go to the movie theater. We don't go as much as we all used to. But it is, when you see that, and that's what made me want to be an actor as a kid, is, going to see movies. You would just be catapulted into this world, and you didn't want to come out of it. It was great. But regarding a character, I can say that I don't know if there's characters I necessarily wanted to remain in and had trouble extricating myself from, but there definitely were characters that I did not want to continue doing because they were creepy or whatever. So so it's sort of a bit the opposite, where you go in and you invest in it, and then when the day comes, it's like, when at the end of the day comes, it's like, I'm done. I want out.
By nature of Stranger Things and with this film, I feel like you've gotten to live out so much of the 80s and the 90s, maybe not because you were a part of it, but because of characters you've played. What is something out of that era that you have fallen in love with, not because you got to experience it firsthand, but because a character you've played has gotten to experience it firsthand?
Gosh, I love the 1800s. I mean, I think, yeah, and with Enola, I think I got to be in the 1800s and play, and I love that. I love, especially the 1800s in London. I just think it was such a really important time for women, and I kind of loved playing Enola in that time. But I think I love, honestly, like early 2000s as well. I think I've never been able to do that, but I'd be very interested in doing that.
Guys, they're pulling me out here. I just want to say, you talk about the experience. I love film because of what you guys give us every single day. Thank you for what you do, and thank you for the honor of sitting in front of you. This is a big
Thank you
deal
so
for me.
much.
What a pleasure.
Thank you for being
It's a
here.
real honor.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
All right.
I know you have incredibly busy days. It's never lost on me the honor of getting to sit in front of you, and
Thanks
you're always
so
very
much,
kind to me,
man.
and I really do appreciate
Thank
you.
you
the
so
best.
much.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Always
Thank
good to see
you.
you. Thank you for your
Great
kindness.
to see
I
you.
appreciate it.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.